So it looks like the Natasha Cloud situation is kind of, well, going to be sorted. It's kind of been sorted. So Natasha Cloud, if you guys don't know, very much implied. I'm not going to say she said, but she very much implied that the reason why she wasn't in the WNBA was because she was being blackballed because of her stances. She heavily, heavily implied that. She did not say it, and I do not want it to be quoted to say that I said it. She heavily implied it, though. However, now it appears that Annie Costable's after coming out and saying several league sources have negated social media rumors that veteran Natasha Cloud is being blackballed because of her activism. Numerous teams have expressed interest in Cloud, and multiple team sources think she could end up on a championship contender. The reason why she'll end up in a championship contender is is she willing to play for the minimum? That's basically it. If she was willing to play for a minimum, she'd be on a championship contender. And I talked about it yesterday. Where it is almost certainly a case that she just does not want to, she flat out does not want to be on a contending team for no money, and she wants to get paid. So my guess is that she will end up on a championship contender later on in the year. If she can't, she'll play on a prorated whatever salary they have left, or if any player gets injured on a championship team, literally, if any championship team loses one player to injury, she'll take whatever their prorated salary is, which would be more than a minimum. And then Natasha Cloud comes out on Threads. I have yet to speak. No, but she's yet to speak, but she is completely fine with, going out of her way to paint narratives and let people run with narratives with the... I'm not even gonna name the person. We all know who that Nepo baby is. That for some reason, I'm pretty sure got voted. Am I right in saying that she was voted 30 under 30 for some sort of 30? That doesn't mean anything. I got a fucking 30 under 30 in Ireland. It means nothing. But got that in what was it in? For content creation or some form of sports media, and I'm what the hell is going on here? But yeah, it is. But basically, she pushed the narrative that Natasha Cloud is one of the best players in the WNBA and is only not in the WNBA because of her her activism, and a bunch of WNBA players liked and reposted that, which had nothing to do with it. So now she said, "I've yet to speak. It's intentional in my power. I'm just working, no sulking, whining work, and I'll continue to work as I always have, proving myself year after year after year. To be exact, I know who I am. I know my value / worth, and ain't nothing traditional." Basically, she doesn't. I didn't get an offer I like, so I'm not signing it, which is fine, by the way. Which is fine. A lot of people, if they get an offer they don't like, and by the way, as far as I'm aware, that's why Kennedy Carter wasn't in the league last year. Is that Kennedy Carter wasn't going to play for 70k. I'm from as far as I could tell from what I've heard, that there were teams willing to give Kennedy Carter the minimum. Chicago Sky weren't one of them. But there were teams willing to have Kennedy Carter play for them last year on the minimum. This year it's very different playing on the minimum because you get paid more, or she gets paid more now on the minimum than she would anywhere else. Whereas she played, I think, was it in Saudi Arabia last year, where she would have gotten paid way more than the WNBA minimum to play. But yeah, it is one of these things where Natasha Cloud, I think, she didn't get the money she wanted, which is why she fired her agent, which is, by the way, same agent as Caitlin Clark she fired. All that stuff. Just what I said, it's an unrealistic view of her own value. It's why she fired 2 agents. Oh, she's on a 3rd agent, really? I'm not, again, my source is Twitter post here. It's probably wrong. I know for a fact it's been on 2. So she thinks she worth more than she is. She wanted more than they were willing to give unless she goes to a non-contending team. That's what it sounds like. That is what it sounds like. This doesn't sound like it was something rooted in politics. Absolutely not. Rooted in dollar signs, was totally a right. It's a shame she burnt the bridge with Seattle because it looks like it would have been an option. She burnt a bridge with Seattle. She burnt a bridge with Phoenix. As far as I'm aware, she burnt a bridge with Washington. She didn't burn her bridges with New York, but she burnt her bridges with Connecticut. The 4 teams, the teams with cap space, the Portland Fire, by the way, are keeping cap space for a salary dump. And I don't think people understand this. The reason why the Portland Fire have all that cap space remaining is so, let's just say 20 games into the season, Jess Shepherd is stinking it up and she's on a multi-year deal. Or Arike's stinking it up and she's on a multi-year deal. And the Dallas Wings are like, fuck, we've got to get off her contract. The Portland Fire will go, okay, you give us Arike and a first-round pick and we'll give you cap flexibility. Or a team, and then let's just say again, Natasha Cloud, hypothetically. If a team wants to, and this is one of those things where it's like if a team wants to bring in Natasha Cloud and they don't have money, they can salary dump the salary to Portland. So there's like, that's the thing. Like, let's just say she wants to join, it's not going to be the Liberty, but she wants to join the, I'm trying to think of a team that has an iffy contract that's a contender. Not the Fever. Fuck it, the Dream. The Dream. Jordan Canada's not playing well. The Dream want Natasha Cloud, and they don't have the money. They could trade Natasha Cloud plus 2 second-round picks. Sorry, they could trade Jordan Canada plus 2 second-round picks to the Portland Fire for a third-round pick or something, and then it would free up the cap space to sign Natasha Cloud. Like, something like that could very well happen. Someone said, she thinks she's worth more than she is. Let's stop blaming it on politics. And by the way, I have yet to speak while talking about the situation for a second time. Yep. At least at this stage, she is, someone said, I know it works. I saw these players getting paid a meal. Where's my bag? I'm going to be real. Jordan Canada is as good as Tash Cloud, and Jordan Canada got paid $600K. Like, I don't think she's that much better than Ty Harris, who got paid $400K. The problem is, point guards are cheap in this market. There's too many of them. There's too many point guards. It says the reports has some truth. Duh. Obviously. It's just people see Annie and they're like, Annie's not credible. Annie is the most credible. And by the way, the whole Angel Reese situation, they were like, oh, the whole Angel Reese situation is blowing in proportion. No, it wasn't. Sloot was not going to play. The reason why, Sloot wasn't going to play with Angel. That is a fact. Whatever side you want to take in the whole thing is irrelevant. What Annie said was true and correct. Like, the Chicago Sky and Angel Reese wanted nothing to do with each other. It was a two-way street. She didn't want anything to do with them. They didn't want anything to do with her. Just because you don't like Annie doesn't mean that 99% of what she says is factually correct. But when it comes to Natasha Cloud, she just wants the money. She just wanted the money. Like, it's as simple as that. She wants more money, and I think it's better off to wait it out than take a minimum. It's better off to take it out. The way she spoke with CBL, you could tell it's personal for her. And I mean, she definitely, her CBA and politics rubbed viewers the wrong way. I don't think her politics did. I think her trying to basically throw the Seattle Storm owner under the bus rubbed that specific owner the wrong way. I think she rubbed specific owners the wrong way, but for saying things about specific owners. I don't think, in general, the way someone's politics or activism is looked at in a negative light. Otherwise, Bree Turner wouldn't be in the league, because Tash Cloud is a better center than Bree Turner is at center. Like, that's the gap between those two. And she's a point guard. But saw people's contracts wanted to be paid accordingly. I mean this when I say this. What point guard, worse than Natasha Cloud, has gotten paid more than $600,000? There is none. Maybe Chelsea Gray. Maybe. If you want to say Chelsea Gray, Tash Cloud is better than Chelsea Gray. Okay, I'll go there. Tash Cloud doesn't have 4 titles. Tash Cloud hasn't been an all-star. 0 all-star appearances. And Tash Cloud stunk it up in the last game of the playoffs. Tash Cloud for her career averages 8 points a game. And she's 34. And not only that, she's played in 4. This is going to be her, whatever team she signs for is her 5th team in 4 years. And she flat out refused to play for the Connecticut Sun last year. All of those things go against you in these type of situations. And I think she probably sees bigs and is like, I'm better than them, which she's factually correct. She is better than Jess Shepherd and Temi. She's not a better center than Jess Shepherd and Temi. In a world where those players are a premium, which is the reason why I was annoyed at the Raven Johnson signing. Nothing to do with Raven Johnson. It's size. You can't, there's not a lot of size at the WNBA level, and size is evidently really, really expensive, as we saw in these CBA negotiations.